What's going on, everybody? Snowski here, coming back with another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day trading, a wonderful week as always. Coming down into today's video, we're going to be breaking down the higher time frame bias in regards to why exactly did I trade today, being Tuesday 12/9/2025, and actually resulting in a very nice, I think it was like a 60-ish handle profit today on our 30-minute power of 3. So we're going to be breaking this down from highest to lowest as always, breaking this down fully, and coming into today it's actually going to be a little bit different. I recorded just so a lot of people can get as a reference to what I'm looking for and what I'm pressing while the trade is actually going on, so you guys get a live representation of this. I recorded the entire trade, the 30-minute power 3. I think the trade was around, give or take, 35-ish minutes. So I sped it up, and I'm going to be putting that in the next clip. But before we actually hop into that, I want to break down that in regards to our higher time frame before we do go into the live trade recap, and then after we're going to be breaking down an explanation of this. If you guys aren't already, Collectors Club, my 100% free Discord server where I give free outlooks, free educational videos, free weekly live recaps, and obviously private mentorship. If you guys haven't already heard about that, join that up already. But in regards to the 6th, before we did hop into this week's price action, I told a lot of people on what my outlook was coming into this week. One of the big things being that I knew that based off of probabilities and what the market was presenting us with in regards to simply just power of 3 and weekly cycles such as AMD X AMD, I understood that there is a lack of manipulation on the downside given the large expansion that we are currently having for our 3-month power 3. The 3-month power 3, as we are currently in the last month, I understood that we are in a trigger point for a possible reversal, given that we are currently in the second week of the month. This second week of the month is our manipulation portion, meaning draws on price is higher, manipulations tended to be opposing to this. Knowing this fact, what are we looking for? We're looking for possible trigger points to sell us off with confirmation regarding intraday fluctuations such as 30-minute power 3, 4-hour power 3, but on the higher time frame, 3 quarters sits right on top of our optimal trade entry. Optimal trade entry, the likelihood of us selling off, ES right below, technically creating a month to month, as we had November's high to the left, month to month cracking correlation, the possibility of us possibly selling off. Now, we did not have the cracking correlation with ES, but we did get up into OTE as a possible reverse. So that's what I was looking for given the coming into the new month. And well, currently we sold off a little bit, not a huge amount, but in regards to this sell-off, we did have a nice opportunity to trade today. So we're going to be jumping into that live recap. I sped it up for you guys, put some nice music over it. I'll catch you guys right after this, where we are going to be breaking down the entire trade and why I took it. See you then. Okay, and we are back. I hope you guys enjoyed that live recap, sped up and put some nice music over that. But let's hop into why exactly did I press the button today in regards to my 30-minute power of 3 trade. Now, I know a lot of you guys must have been like, why exactly did I take a profit when originally, TP was all the way up there and I actually could have closed it for a lot more on my initial high of the trade. Now, in regards to this trade recap being an eval, I am actually working with some new Tradeify accounts. So I have 5 Tradeify accounts that I'm working on. In regards to these Tradeify accounts, they actually have a new rule under 40% consistency for evals. I didn't realize this until I was on the call with one of my friends and he told me to close my position because of this. And I was like, oh crap. So I closed my position, luckily only for 1100, meaning I'm under the 40% consistency. So very, very good. I almost messed up with that, but let's hop into it. What was I looking for? Now, breaking down the entire day, we understand that Tuesday was our given true week open price, right? Like weekly open, true week open also has the needed validation of cracking correlation above it to send price higher or lower. Now, we are anticipating in regards to weekly power 3 an open high low close. Now, why exactly would be this? Because we're in manipulation week of the given monthly power 3. As last week was accumulation, we are currently in manipulation. Well, draws on price for the month is higher, meaning manipulation likely to be lower. Understanding this, weekly power 3, open, high, low close. Coming into the beginning of the week, coming into Monday, we did actually have a specific quarterly theory refined cracking correlation. Now, if you guys are studies and learning from quarterly theory mentorships and such as my own, you guys will understand this concept. I'm not going to be breaking it down too much as it is more reference to the private mentorship students, but if you guys are familiar with it, we did have a cracking correlation given quarterly theory on our 4-hour time frame above weekly open and also on our 1-hour chart given our cracking correlation on a lower time frame for validation. But in regards to that, what was I looking for today is bearish confluences, but opening bell, we were all the way technically below the given draw for price. So what was I looking for? I was looking for some type of cracking correlation, such as an SMT or quarterly theory cracking correlations, above true week open to send us lower for our given weekly cycle. Understanding we are an open, high, low, close format, I'm looking for cracking correlations above true week open. Now, at the time, we only had technically a lower time frame quarterly theory cracking correlation, not refining enough for me to anticipate lower prices off of open. So what was I looking for? I was looking for signatures and price to send us higher up into true week open to put in a higher time frame SMT to validate shorts. Understanding that time frame alignment is very key. So what did we have? Our previous day low, we had a cracking correlation with it, hence that ES and YM failed to put in a lower low with our previous day low. So off the bat, we have a higher time frame day-to-day cracking correlation. Let's go into the lower time frame. We also had a data low, 5:30 a.m. low. If you guys are familiar with Financial Juice, you guys would have been familiar with the fact that Financial Juice dropped some type of NVIDIA earning deductions or whatever it was with China, something about that, but it's considered a data low. This data low is significant, and because NASDAQ put in a lower low underneath this data low as a liquidity sweep of a lot of orders, well, ES and YM failed to do so. So we now have a 1-hour cracking correlation. We have a 15-minute cracking correlation. All regards to quarterly theory concepts. I'm not going to be teaching a lot about that on YouTube as it is primarily for private students. If you guys aren't already familiar with that, all info will be in the Discord server. Please join that shit up. It is 100% free. But 15-minute, 1 hour, coming into the 5-minute, we have 2 different 5-minute cracking correlations in regards to quarterly theory coming into, well, a significant time. That significant time was 30-minute power of 3. As we understand, 9:30 open was right here. We opened, manipulated under. We had the higher time frame and the lower time frame cracking correlations to prove a reversal, right? Regards to power 3, it's going to be open, low, SMT, distribution. So that's exactly what we had, understanding that the low of the day was technically the low of our 30-minute power of 3. So we have our day-to-day SMT, followed by a data low SMT, followed by a low time frame quarterly theory cracking correlation. We also had a 1 minute 1 minute cracking correlation on ES, as ES failed to put in a lower low. NASDAQ did, coming into our 9:30 opening price. So this 9:30 a.m. opening price is validation for open, low, high, close, as in regards to true week open, still needing a valid cracking correlation to validate shorts for the week. Understanding that we didn't have a valid cracking correlation above it, well, that's a draw on price. Understanding that you can reverse engineer any given true open. If it does not have a given cracking correlation, well, it could be a draw for price. So that's exactly what I looked for. Cracking correlation, lower time frame on the 1 minute, well, followed by the 1 hour and 15 crack, 30-minute power of 3, open, low. Well, I'm looking for an entry off the valid cracking correlations. Longed the second that we started displacing away. And originally, my TP was to put in a new high of the day. Now let me get off the weekly power 3. My goal was to put in a new high for the day. Now, in regards to where we are right now, well, we're getting there. So far my bias is correct, but I closed it prematurely, understanding that I needed the profits right around, I would say here. Right around here. So, a little incorrect. It was like there. Okay. So it was like 56-ish handles or something like that. 1.1K. Closed it on some evals. I had 5 evals today. So pretty much decent way to start the week. As in yesterday, I did not press a button. The conditions were just not to my likings. Nothing that I really wanted to put money on in regards to... I really wanted to manage my risk properly this week. But breaking down the rest of the week, obviously I'm anticipating lower prices, right? Because our weekly power 3 in regards to our monthly power 3, we're in manipulation stage. So I'm anticipating lower prices, but we're going to need signatures of this, right? We already have the cracking correlation at above the weekly open price. As we can see, we have our weekly open price. Technically, where is it? Right here. There you go. So we have our weekly open price right there. We had a cracking correlation above it to send us lower. Tuesday being our second quarter open for our true week open. Well, we need the same thing. Now, YM has proceeded to put us a higher high above Asia's high, but understanding quarterly theory terms, that has nothing to do with quarters. That is simply just a significant high being taken, such as an SMT divergence. Now, I am looking for quarterly theory based time cycled divergences in the market. So in regards to that, that's why I anticipated higher prices coming into NASDAQ as well, even though ES and YM already kind of did the damage. So seeing that technically YM and ES already put in a high above Asia, I still think that NASDAQ is going to do the same. But in regards to our previous day high, technically, this high right here on YM, well, we're in close proximity to it. So anticipating that YM could run out the previous day high, NASDAQ and ES may failing to. We might even come into like an OTE range of our previous day's range. That would be super, super beneficial into sending us lower for our given weekly power 3 draw being lower prices. Also understanding that our long today on technically YM, we already put in a discount range of our previous week. If you look at YM's range, is this Friday? Yep. So we already put in a discount coming into Monday market on close with the cracking correlations with NASDAQ. As you can see all the way over here, we had a previous day low cracking correlation. Well, that also was a validation for my 30-minute power 3 today. As you can see, price is actually sending very high to true week open. Beautiful delivery. So guys, I hope you guys learned something today. I hope you guys made some money today and profited very well. Understand, manage your risk properly, be disciplined, be patient, and understand not every single day is going to be a trading day, but you manage accordingly, you will see consistent profits. Okay, so hope you guys have a wonderful one, and as always, I'll see you guys at the top. Peace out.